What do you think Goosebumps is? Is it like nostalgia, like the body kind of releasing nostalgia through the skin or something?
No, actually,
Well, it's interesting what you said. Oh, sorry.
No, you go, because then I can go into my like boring spiel. But go on.
Well, it's just interesting because I've been thinking about this recently about that experience of something transcendent and kind of we can't intellectually explain. So, like, whenever even if I watch a video of a crowd singing in unison, I get goosebumps. Or if I see like people doing the haka, I get goosebumps. And it's something I think that, like, I think science and law and politics is kind of this. It's like a documentation, a factual record of the way things are. Whereas the arts is like a record of the emotional world, which can't be just simply written down or in a sort of factual way, or can't be just like, you can't just take a photo of the way things are. It has to be obscured through the prisms of someone's subjectivity. And I think we get these physical reactions to art because it's like something primal within us that can't be explained through just like, simple explanation, is conjured within us. And apparently there's something about like collective encounters where we feel so bodily connected to each other when we're all in a room together or something. And I think it's the same when you feel connected to a song or a piece of art. You're like, something deep within me that I can't really say out loud has been like activated here. I think the goosebumps is bizarre. It's like my skin knows this before my brain. It's
Yeah, I absolutely love what you've just said there. And for context, before I go into my next ramble, I'm a psychology student. So I try and think about all these things from like theories about what we know about the way the brain is structured and what's going on neurochemically to produce phenomena like goosebumps. And actually that point about those two ways of looking at the world, I've got a great way of thinking about that I might go into. But on the goosebumps point first, we'll address that initially. I looked into this, Jake, because I was fascinated by how does when I put on a certain song, within the first 5 seconds, I'm in this state of euphoria. Why is that? What is going on there? And I looked into it, and actually there's one paper that found that it's a huge release of dopamine in you anticipating reliving a good experience. Because when you listen to a song for the first time and it's a good song that you like, it's this unique, novel, euphoric experience. And when you hear that song again, maybe you haven't heard it for a couple of months or something, you hear it again, your brain recognizes that from somewhere deep, and you get this rush of dopamine and anticipatory neurochemicals that excite you because you're about to relive that great experience. So maybe, I'm thinking about it, now this is just me going theoretical from my own personal perspective, but hearing your long form poem today and hearing the term golden time and thinking back to my sort of 8-year-old self so excited to like play my Nintendo at the end of the week, you maybe tapped into a memory that I hadn't looked at in years. And so the web of that memory began to expand, and I got this big rush of dopamine because in my own mind I was sent back to being 8-year-old Joel, and I hadn't looked at him and spoke to him in so long. And so that's why I had that euphoric experience, because it just takes you back to a part of a memory web that just been closed off. But yeah, I'll just briefly touch on this.
I think there's something...
Go on. Sorry. Interject, because I'm interested.
I think that's so... It's so interesting as well, because a lot of the way I perform feels quite innate, and I guess a lot of the way I perform, I've just kind of come to that. But if I was to look into that from what you said about a kind of nostalgia or a familiarity, a lot of the way I perform is intentionally designed to make you feel like you maybe already know me, or that you are familiar with me, that I'm not talking above you and I'm not talking down to you. I'm like, you're already my pal. Like, we're already talking at a pub or something. It's kind of designed to be soft, but also matter of fact. So maybe that's also something I've done so that people feel instantly like safe and in safe hands. And I guess that also feels like quite nostalgic, maybe. And I guess being Scottish helps because it just sounds trustworthy.
Yeah, I think it's something in your tone, and also immediately introducing a relatable context will get people on side, I think. I mean, maybe that's how it feels to me, I guess. It's like you talked about something that I also experienced, so we have that familiarity and similarity that then I feel like we're on a similar wavelength in a way, and I go along with what you go on to say.